wonderful numbers. Numbers are deeply significant in all divination work. This is because numbers are not just a representation or a symbol, they're true. And since they are true, you can access their wisdom clairvoyantly. You see, the truth about numbers is that numbers underlie every single thing in our existence. There's nothing in our universe that isn't somehow connected to a number, from the tiniest cell in our bodies to sounds, the distance between stars, the number of petals on a flower, time, space. There's nothing in nature that isn't somehow related to a number. That's why mathematicians feel they're the ones who can answer the riddle of the universe. And maybe they can. Well, what do I mean when I say numbers are true? What I'm saying is that each number has an essential nature, an energy. When I tell you about the number 1, for instance, I'm not just giving you a concept or a theory about what the number 1 means. It really is the beginning of life. It's a new journey. It's the beginning of a sequence of numbers. When I say it means wholeness, aloneness, it really does feel that. Intuitively, I mean. It's unity. It's the center of the universe. And its esoteric meaning is mind, the source from which all else emanates. 2 is always found in some way as a relationship. You can't have 2 without it being connected to each other, right? Otherwise it would be 2 separate ones, or it would be a group. So whenever 2 shows up in your life, look beyond a specific question that you're concerned with and seek out the people who are part of it. 2 is vibration. It's the first form of opposites. It's separation, cause and effect, time and space, male and female, light and dark, yin-yang, negative, positive. The meaning of 2 is flow. 3 is a harmonious synthesis. It's the moment when things are really starting to come together. It's the child of the 2 opposites, the father, mother, and the child, the light object and the shadow. You could say spirit and form creates the heat, and Hegel's thesis, antithesis, creating the synthesis. It's a really great image. 3 is a trinity, it's a trine in astrology, a very harmonious aspect. The ancient Greeks called 3 wisdom, because wisdom comes when you learn from the past, live in the present, and foresee the future. Okay, 4 means security, stability, prosperity. And it really does mean that. We sit on a chair with 4 legs. We prefer our rooms to have 4 walls. It makes us feel secure, right? We look at paintings that have 4-sided frames. 4 makes us feel safe, and it makes us feel powerful. A king does not perch on a 3-legged stool. Sits on a throne. So look around you. You'll see 4s everywhere once you start noticing them. 4 represents the fundamental elements, air, water, earth, and fire, which really are the essence of our existence here. And in astrology, the symbol for our planet is a square. Earth is a square. But we can't stay in a 4. We've got to get up, move around, go outside, and that's why there's 5. 5 is the number of change. It's the number of transformation and growth. It's not always a comfortable time, but like the caterpillar that's working its way out of a cocoon, you know it's worth it. You can ask a butterfly if it wants to go back into that cocoon of 4, and I assure you it will say nope. The key word for 5 is freedom. And the ancient Greeks regarded the pentagram as a sacred symbol of light, health, and vitality. 6 is the double 3. It's another very harmonious number, like the 3. Here you'll experience a bit of a plateau-like feeling. It's a feeling of accomplishment. You've come a long way. It's a good time to enjoy and to reflect on what you've accomplished, while at the same time realizing that more lies ahead. Ruled by the planet Venus, 6 represents harmony, peace, beauty, love. 7 is a number of personal power and of spiritual power. It's growth and transformation, more by going inward. It's serious, it's magical, as we know from countless fairy tales, as well as esoteric, mystical traditions. For instance, there were the 7 spirits of the dawn, later called archangels, connected to the 7 planets. There are 7 days of the week, 7 colors in a rainbow, 7 rays connected to source. 7 embodies symbolism that is so mysterious and profound, mostly because it is so deeply personal. It's really the number of the mystic and of the philosopher. 8 is the double 4, 4 plus 4, and it represents ideals manifested in the world. It's a number of manifestation. It's bringing to the earth and to your life all the fullness of your potentiality in work and play, relationships, everything that needs to be made real in the world. 8 is eternity. It's the never-ending lemniscate, the inner and the outer world, as above, so below. The meaning of 8 is creation. 8s, as people, are manifestors. They create, they adventure, they do things, they experience life, and they understand how to co-create their destinies. 9 is 3 times 3. It's the fulfillment, the completion. It's the end of the journey, the closure, the completion. It's the most magical of all the numbers because it's found in all the other numbers, and all the other numbers are part of it. 9s are optimistic, generous, compassionate, and they're all about serving the greater good. 10 is the ending, and it's the beginning of 1, because 1 plus 0 equals 1. So when you have a 10, it really is past completion. It's letting go of the old and getting ready for the new. Divining with numbers is a lifelong study, and I encourage you to learn as much as you can about them, but the most important thing is for you to notice them all the time, wherever you are. Just pay attention to the energy of numbers all around you. The more you do that, the more your intuitive and clairvoyant skills will increase. You don't have to analyze them. You don't have to run and look up their meanings. Just try to divine the feeling that each one gives you when it shows up in your life. And that way you'll just continually be activating your own clairvoyance. I'm Winslow Elliott, and if you'd like to find out more about me or explore other courses I offer and books I've written, please go to winslowelliott.com, and you can get in touch with me through the contact page there. I look forward to that, and in the meantime, I send you love and light.